Hey, welcome to another edition of iFanboy Mini, the Wolverine-sized version of the Colossus-sized comic book discussion show iFanboy. I'm Ron Richards, and I'm here to tell you today about Wolverine First Class, issue number 1, published by Marvel Comics. Came out a couple of weeks ago, and I finally got a chance to sit down and read it, and I've got to say I was really impressed. It was written by Fred Van Lente, and it was drawn by Andrea DeVito, and what Wolverine First Class is it's the second series in this First Class line of comics that Marvel has been doing. A couple years ago, they came out with X-Men First Class, which were kind of in between tales of the early X-Men back in the early 60s, seemingly taking place now. Not like the Ultimate line where it's a completely separate universe. This takes place in the standard Marvel universe. It just tells stories that we've never really seen before, but set in the past. So what Wolverine First Class is doing is going back in the history of the X-Men character Wolverine, and in this first issue, we see his first team up with Kitty Pryde. Everyone knows that Wolverine and Kitty Pryde are very close teammates, very close friends, and Wolverine's always had a kind of a protective uncle kind of relationship with Kitty, but we've never really understood where that came from. They just introduced it in the X-Men, and they, acted as if Wolverine always looked after Kitty. In this first issue, we see where Professor Xavier sets Wolverine out on a mission, tells him to take Kitty with him. Wolverine doesn't want to because she's just a kid, has no experience, but Professor Xavier forces him to, knowing that Kitty will have a positive influence on Wolverine, who's very gruff and has been through hell and all that sort of deal. I thought the story was really great. The art was really good as well. It does take place in the past, but it kind of is on the borderline between looking as if it's taking place today. So it's really accessible to new readers. It doesn't look too retro or dated. But if you're looking for a good classic Wolverine story or a good classic X-Men story, the First Class line is definitely the way to go. So Wolverine First Class number 1, check it out. If you want to find a copy, you can use the comic book locator service by calling 1-888-COMIC-BOOK, or you can go to ifanboy.com/comics to find out when the next issue is coming out. And as always, if you like this show, you can head over to revision3.com/ifanboy, where you can check out the whole week's worth of iFanboy minis, as well as our longer show on Saturdays at noon. So check this issue out. It's pretty good. I'll see you next time.